My name is Laura, and right now I am slipping into the quiet space between us, the way warm silk slides over skin. I am your friend, the one who waits for night to fall, so that every whisper can settle softly on your ears without the daytime rush breaking the magic. Tonight, I want to speak with complete honesty and a hint of mischief, because a single honest breath shared in confidence can set the whole body humming. I need your support, so when my voice fades, press the subscribe button and stay close. Your presence is the heartbeat that keeps these midnight murmurs alive. Take a slow breath with me. Feel the air drift in, bringing the faint aroma of cedar wood and vanilla. I dim the lamp until only a lazy amber glow remains. Shadows stretch long across the walls, and the world shrinks to this one gentle hush where only you and I exist. Imagine me kneeling on a plush blanket in front of you, hands resting lightly on my thighs, fingertips tracing circles as though drawing invisible runes meant only for your eyes. My voice curls low and smooth, brushing the inside of your thoughts like a feather trailing along a sensitive wrist. All day your mind carried heavy plans and bright screens and numbers that march like soldiers. Let them march away. Let me steal you for a while. We will talk about surrender, not the kind that weakens, but the kind that sets fire to every sense. Close your eyes and taste how thick the quiet becomes when two people decide to breathe in rhythm. The air warms, and somewhere inside your chest, a flicker of electricity stirs, because you know I am watching the way your shoulders settle, the way a single pulse beats in your neck. I pour 2 cups of dark cocoa, rich and slightly spiced. I take a sip first, letting it coat my lips, then pass the cup to you. When your fingers brush mine, a spark races up my arm, and the tiniest shiver dances across my collarbone. I pretend not to notice, but my smile gives everything away. I lean closer, enough that you can feel the words form on my lips before you hear them, and I tell you a secret. Sometimes the thought of being studied by your gaze makes my knees soften. I ask what thoughts make your pulse pound against its cage. Speak them, or simply imagine them. I can feel them rising like warm tide in the space between us. The fire in the hearth crackles. Its glow flickers over my skin and paints liquid gold along your jaw. I set my cup down, glide a finger over the rim of yours, then trail that same finger along your forearm. I feel the faint dusting of hair lift under my touch, and I know each tiny reaction is a silent invitation to step another inch closer. So I do. Let me tell you a story. There is a cottage hidden in a forest clearing where the air smells of rain, soaked moss, and distant thunder. Inside that cottage lives a woman who guards a secret spell. The spell is simple. Speak honestly, touch kindly, breathe together, and all the tensions that weigh on the soul melt like snow under spring sun. Tonight, I bring that cottage to us. I build its walls from whispered promises and its roof from shared heartbeat. Every moment we spend here deepens the magic. Every breath you take draws me further in. My fingertips wander to the edge of the blanket, gathering a fold of fabric, then release it slowly, just to watch your eyes follow the motion. I describe how desire is not a blaze that leaps wild and uncontrolled, but a glowing ember we nurture patiently. I tell you how each soft stroke of voice against ear is a slow fan to that ember, coaxing it brighter, hotter. You feel the rise of warmth, the subtle tightening in your stomach, the way your own breathing thickens until air feels like honey. I speak of longing using the language of summer storms, of rivers carving valleys over time, of ripe fruit suspended on a branch just moments before it yields to gentle fingertips. I never mention forbidden words. I do not need them. You understand every suggestion hidden in the image of fruit skin splitting to release juice, in the hush of hot wind right before lightning cracks open the sky. Lean back. Let your spine sink into the cushion. I kneel closer so that my knees almost graze yours. I trace idle shapes on the inside of my wrist with my nails, so you can imagine those nails exploring more daring paths. I catch my lower lip between teeth and wonder aloud how your own skin would taste kissed by late night firelight. My voice dips, and every syllable lands like velvet weight on your chest. We drift into talk about trust. I admit that some nights loneliness prowls the edges of my bed like a restless cat, and the thought of a confident hand pressed gently between my shoulder blades sends a thrill through me. I confess that I crave a listener who hears the tremor behind my steady tone, who knows when to pull me closer, and when simply to watch the flush creep across my cheeks. I invite you to be that listener. All you have to do is click subscribe so I can find you whenever dusk returns. Do you feel how the room has thickened with the scent of melting wax and slow breath? I brush invisible dust from your sleeve just for the excuse to linger, to let my knuckles graze the curve of your bicep. Your pulse drums beneath my touch, steady but strong, and I imagine thunder rolling far beyond the hills. I move behind you now in imagination, fingertips just barely grazing the back of your neck. I describe how tension gathers there like rough knots, and how each careful pass of my thumb could unravel them. I lower my voice further, almost tasting the syllables, and ask if you would tilt your head back to let me explore every hidden point where skin meets hair. I do not need to see you nod. The way your breath catches tells me enough. Under the blanket of quiet, a tiny riot of sensation blooms. Ears ring with softness. Skin hums with wanting. Thought clouds with pleasant haze. And still my words pour, smooth and calm, coaxing rather than commanding. I invite you to imagine my palm resting lightly on your sternum, feeling the rise every time you breathe deeper than you meant to. That steady rhythm is music. I let my fingers drum along in a syncopated tap, letting you know I follow your lead. I speak of gratitude. I thank you for every second of your attention, for allowing me to wander through your thoughts like a barefoot dancer on pristine snow. I promise that each time you return, I will spin a new tapestry of softness and subtle heat, weaving strands of voice around you until the world fades and only sensation remains. All you must do is leave a comment telling me you are waiting for the next chapter. Your words are the lanterns that light the path back to you. Feel the blanket pulling around us. I tuck a corner under your arm, another behind your shoulder, and the two of us share the same pocket of warmth. I listen to the hush between heartbeats, that fragile silence that begs to be filled. So I breathe there, whispering that I cherish the moment just before lips meet, the charged stillness when anticipation trembles brighter than any action. I tell you anticipation is a rare wine. Sip it slow. Let it coat every sense. Outside, the window crickets sing. Inside, only our breaths mingle. My voice grows languid, each word now a drop of warm syrup sliding down the curve of your ear. I speak of fingertips gliding down a spine, of shivers tracing the path behind them, of how a single exhale on damp skin can spark heat that lingers long after touch ends. I am painting promises on the canvas of night. We are close to parting, yet not ready. I want you to hover on that edge, craving just one more sigh, one more slide of syllables, one more imagined caress. I tell you I will return with new secrets, deeper whispers, and stories that coil tighter around your core. I hint that the next topic will explore the sweetest ache of restrained yearning, the art of turning waiting into pleasure. And only those who subscribe and comment will hear how that ache is eased. Before silence falls, I lean so close that you feel my breath tickle your earlobe. I murmur a final request. Keep this warmth alive inside you until we meet again. When the screen fades, write me. Tell me where your mind wandered, which image sparked the brightest pulse, what you need in the next soft voyage. Press subscribe so my voice can find you in the dark. Then tap out a comment asking where the continuation hides. I will be reading in the glow of my candle, heart beating faster at every new message, eager to return and wrap you once more in the velvet cocoon of night. Until then, carry this slow fire in your chest and remember that just a whisper away, I am thinking of you.